Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about NSFAS. So firstly, what is NSFAS? This is the National Students Financial Aid Scheme, which assists students who want to further their education, be it via going to college or university, but who don't have the financial means to do so. Now, this used to be a loan, but it is now a bursary. It used to work in such a manner that students were given money or the financial support that they required during the entire duration of tertiary education, and then when they start working, they would pay back this money that was given to them. But now it is considered a bursary. That is, you do not or you are not required to pay it back. So I know that there are people who are in a situation where they get into a program and they realize that, maybe even during the first semester, like, no, this is not for me. And they are using this National Student Fund and they're not really sure if they are allowed to change courses, if their funding will continue if they actually do change courses. So, right, the first question is, can you actually change courses if you are funded by this financial aid? And the answer is yes. The second question might be, okay, what if I want to continue with the same course, but I want to change institutions? Or what if I just want to change the course and just change institutions as well? Am I allowed to change institutions? And the answer is yes. But there is something that we still need to keep in mind, and this is the N+1 rule. Previously, it used to be the N+2 rule. And what is this N+1, N+2 rule? This is the number of years that you are funded by this financial aid. It used to be N+2. What do I mean? Let's say you are registered for a four-year course. It would mean that you are funded for 4 + 2 years. So that would mean you have a funding of 6 years, right? But it has now been changed to +1. Same example for the 4-year course. It will mean now you are funded for 4 + 1 years, which is 5 years. So this is a rule that you need to still think of whenever you are switching courses, switching universities, right? Okay, so let's say you initially register for a 4-year course, and then you realize that it's not for you and you would like to switch or transfer into another 4-year course, right? That won't be an issue for you because, as I said, if you're funded for a 4-year, if you are registered for a 4-year qualification, that means you have funding for 5 years, right? So during your first semester, you decide, this is not for me, I need to switch to something else. So you already have used up 1 year, but you still have 4 years. So you won't have an issue if you are moving from a 4-year course to another 4-year qualification, or let's even say you're moving from a 4-year course into a 3 years qualification, So this is something that you need to think of, right, and keep in mind whenever you want to switch, because you would be in a difficult situation. Let's say you were initially funded for a 4-year course and then you decide, I want to study something that takes 6 years, right? You would have an issue in this case because you had 5 years of funding and then you've already used up 1, which means you have 4 years of funding, right? But you are now in a qualification or a course or a degree that requires you to study for 6 years. So you now need 2 extra years, right, of funding. So this is what you need to keep in mind, the N+1 rule, which changed, I believe, in 2018, 2019, around those years, from being an N+2 to an N+1. And so if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Remember, to like this video, share, subscribe to this channel, and let us grow the family. Until we meet again, Toodles.